तस्य भाषा सर्वमिदं विभाति मंगलमूर्तिराब्रह्मलोकविदास श्री श्याम रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. Yeah, you have not put on the recording. Respected friends, welcome. Salutations to you, gratitudes to you, congratulations to you, wishes and prayers that our these endeavors become fruitful or successful. Is it okay sound? I can't get you. Either of you? Ah, can you get me? Hello? Totally gone? Is it okay? Is it okay now? Hello? Yeah, put on that recording then. Oh, I can't see it. Anyway. Narayana Vasudeva. Wow. This way, how difficult it is every day to sit. But the day gone by, when we look back and see, definitely there is a sense of, what do you say, fulfillment and self respect and congratulatory feeling that we have attended some more classes. Always, whenever such things we do, along with seeing what is the result of these things done, we also have to see if it is not done, satsanga and all, what would have happened to us? That more we would have sunk into the samsara, adding more vasanas, adding more extrovertedness, going more away from the truth. Then the positive aspect of it is how much we are able to do better and evolve also. So I to look at it like that. How much great I have achieved the results in yesterday's sadhana. More than that, have I attempted or not? First, I have to inspire myself. I have to make myself feel good because there's nobody with me to me support me. The God and Guru are there very much. So they have given all what they can. But I must look back yesterday, feel good about what is done, get inspiration from it today, and today also doing is the first thing. Then obviously doing better and all. So once again, welcome and salutations. All our 13 Vyaktitvas which we have to strengthen. Let us remember them. Loka Seva Vyaktitva, Dharma Sthapana Vyaktitva, Viraga Vyaktitva, Bhakta Vyaktitva, Shishya Vyaktitva, Mumukshu Vyaktitva, Jignasu Vyaktitva, Shrotru Vyaktitva, Sadhaka Vyaktitva, Parishrami Vyaktitva, Prerna Yukta Vyaktitva, and then our Shanta Gambhira Vyaktitva with Bhasha Pravinyata. Our six sources of blessings, so divine, so beautiful. It is only keeping our ego little away, fancying of the mind little away. Learn the art of tuning to them, learn the art of befriending them, learn the art of surrendering to them. There is no end to the joy. It's so beautiful that we are not alone. All these six sources are completely guarding us, guiding us, blessing us. The Shruti Mata, very much available. If we tune to her, really she also reverberates in our heart in the form of those mantra remembrance as well as reminding us the meaning. So to the Guru Maharaj, when we tune to him, he always comes into our heart and reminds this is what is your sadhana. Devata Ganas anyway blessing us every moment because of which alone we are still conscious, we have all our faculties functional. Then the Ishvara also is blessing us all the time, without whom we would have not been in this spiritual marga. Mother's blessings are there, therefore, from the utter not understanding level to little understandings we are getting. Last but not the least, the Swarupa itself, the Brahma Tattva. Remember all those six, tune to them, pray to them, allow them to bless. This is what we all have to do. Just for ensuring once more, is it clear? एक बार बताइए, now I will not ask you. Is it okay? Is it okay? One of you? हाँ, गुप्ता जी वो ईयरफोन हेडफोन है तो देखिए. गुप्ता जी आवाज नहीं आ रही कि स्पष्ट नहीं है? कम आ रही है तो मेरे तरफ से तो आई कांट इम्प्रूव अपॉन. जस्ट सी हाउ यू कैन मैनेज. नहीं हो पा रहा तो शिफ्ट टू यूट्यूब फॉर मोर क्लैरिटी. Today I'll check what to do in the afternoon. Right. Having done so, now our Shwethashwathara Upanishad of Krishna Yajurveda, almost we are toward the end of Sambandha Bhashyam, in which, in very clear terms, Bhagavan Adi Shankara is bringing to our notice, our understanding, what exactly the Upanishads are teaching us, what is the truth in them, in the subject that is taught, what is the relevance of it in our lives, especially our lives betterment, our lives fulfillment. His struggle is that. And if we have understood that the truth known through the Upanishads is of this nature, and that truth, when we realize our journey ends, our fulfillment is achieved, then now let us start Upanishad. This is the idea and purpose behind all these days of struggle by our Bhagavan Adi Shankara, trying to lift our understanding through various references, quotations about the subject and its importance in the Upanishad. Today we will see the few more things. Maybe tomorrow we may conclude. Before that, like every day, our Sankalpa Prarthana. Before that, our common sense thought. Just to refresh our minds. Mhm. Today's our common sense thought is based on only one main thing. All other things are very clearly known to us. And the thought today is correctly doing. You you may call it as perfectly doing. You may call it as completely doing. In that also two things. The knowledge aspect of it is complete correct. Knowledge aspect of it is complete and correct, authentic. then the practice aspect of it is also complete and correct. This is all we have to now focus in our life. Correctness of doing. In many of the things in life, we are doing, but how correctly, how completely, how perfectly we are doing, that decides the perfection in the result also, completeness in the result also. So, the three simple steps are not doing to doing. Not doing is the lowest, doing is the good thing we have started doing, then doing perfectly, doing correctly, doing thoroughly. In that, the knowledge aspect and then the process aspect करेक्ट होना है बस. समझदारी ठीक हो और उसके अनुसार ही काम करना भी ठीक हो. This thing if you can manage in life in any every aspect, all those aspects give us the wonderful joy of doing also, success also. This maturity is the next step in our spiritual evolution. Again, we are repeating, from not doing to the doing we have come. Like not attending class to the attending. Now, this attending class has to be done as perfectly as possible. In this, the two things are the understanding aspect, then the process aspect. Understanding is again the process का ही understanding and the महिमा. महिमा पीछे हमेशा रहना है कि हम ये चीज क्यों कर रहे हैं, because that is the only one which inspires us. Nobody does anything without the phala in the mind. Prayojanam anuddishya na mandopi pravartate. Even the dull-witted person also will not do anything without the prayojana. And we should not do anything nishprayojana also. Again, that is why in our Sambandha, Anubandha Chatushtaya, Adhikari, Vishaya, Sambandha and Prayojana is compulsorily written. So, Prayojana should be there to inspire. Then, the process should be perfectly followed. In these two aspects now, we have to be very clear in our lives, both doings of spiritual and worldly, every moment. इसके ऊपर हमें आज से ध्यान देना है. Clear understanding of it, perfect doing of it. And what are the things about which we have to have? The understanding very, very clear and doing is very perfect by following the process perfectly. The joy of doing things perfectly. What are they? You and I, as a spiritual people, we obviously have only these four things. Very clear. Be very clear about it. Any other things come under this subheadings of these four only. So we have to know the Mahima, we have to learn to do more and more perfectly. In that perfection, we are talking about the process, the steps to be followed, the techniques to be followed should be thorough. And the things are four, we are listing them. Many will come under it, but we just to make it simple and clear, we categorize as the four things. From not doing to doing and doing to knowingly, perfectly doing. First thing is what? All our outer worldly management. In none of the outer worldly lives, we should have any more ignorance, any more confusion. Vakka clarity. Total world, what is its position? The things and beings around me, what is their position? What is their position by themselves? What is my relation to them? Then what exactly is my role to be done for that world? As clear we are in the knowledge and as perfect we are in doing whatever is to be done by following the process. whenever we have to be in that world, you know, with your family members or any जहाँ भी है, तो let us not be in a semi-conscious mood or sleepy mind or doing things unaware, accidentally, out of just like that mechanical way. No, correctly, like I am doing this class. So I must be very clear whom I am addressing, what are they, what is my relation to them, their relation to me, what exactly I have to do. Clearly, if I know it and do it. So I am here to talk on the Upanishad with the Adi Shankara Bhashya, so that their interest in the Shastra helps them in having the Shastra Jnana, which further inspires them to do their sadhana. So I have to be very clear. And the process of doing this work, you know, as best as possible, as correct as possible, as perfect as possible. If I improve upon myself and do it to the best of the abilities, then the thing is very beautiful, it's wonderful. That is how it has to be. In the same way, you have whatever things to be done. It may be a smallest work of cleaning your house to any of the things which you have to attend to, the people at home, children or elders or whoever may be. तो वो जो काम करना है वो क्यों करना है, दैट इज कॉल्ड इज द महिमा ऑफ इट. देन कैसे करना है, इन दैट द आउटर प्रोसेसेस, इनर एटीट्यूड्स, outer processes and inner attitudes. And for all the outer works, inner attitude क्या है, only to get the runa vimukti, only to get the freedom from the slavery, only to get the inner अंतःकरण शुद्ध. यही है ना, एटीट्यूड की बात है. एंड देन द प्रोसेस, जो भी करना है, चाय बनाओ या नाश्ता बनाओ, बनाने का परफेक्शन एंड द वे ऑफ सर्विंग ऑल्सो परफेक्शन. कुछ साल कुछ महीने इसमें हम रह सकते हैं, दैट ऑल्सो इज ए जॉय. वन ऑफ द सटल misery in our mind is because of imperfection of our relation with the world, imperfection of our involvement in the world. It doesn't surface that this is the cause karke, but this is one of the causes. So, as much as possible, when we do the thing correctly there, to your son, so that relation, that duty towards him, isn't it? Exactly that is done. And feel that joy. शुरू मैंने अच्छा किया और फॉलो किया, कंक्लूड हो गया. Whether you are advising him on an official work, advising him on the personal life, advising him on in a morality or spirituality. So, as my responsibility, I started, I did it, I am fulfilled. Correctly, I have done, isn't it? So that there are no regrets or guilts कि यार और कुछ करना था नहीं किया, या जो नहीं करना था मैंने किया. Towards anybody, towards any duty, anything, even you go for a shopping, perfect. Go to the correct shop, correct things bought, give the money, happily come home. We are anyway doing the things, but we are talking today about doing the things correctly. In that, the mahima of the thing, क्यों करना चाहिए उसका अर्थ. Then the process of the thing, कैसे perfect किया जाता है. Isn't it? First one was that. Obviously, the second one, which we are already doing, but we have to do more and more correctly. More and more perfectly is our Shastra Adhyanam. Focus on this, isn't it? Are we doing it or not? We are doing it. But more and more improvised edition, improvised way, more and more correct way. In that again the Mahima of the Shastras, why this satsang is required, that has to be in the mind, because that alone inspires us. बिना पर्पस का कोई काम ज़्यादा समय नहीं किया जाता है. That means that any of the day, if you have not come to the class, that means what? the mahima of this either is not realized, recognized or understood, accepted. वो चीज़ मुझे वो महान नहीं लगा, उससे मुझे कोई उपलब्धि या लाभ नहीं है, इसलिए मैंने वो नहीं किया. That is the meaning of it. But if you know the correct meaning of the purpose of the Shastra, that it goes on reminding us, it goes on inspiring us, it goes on giving us the clarity. If these values are known, if this Mahima of the Satsanga is known, then the second process of doing it and then doing it correctly. अब तो करेक्ट में फिर वो चार पांच चीजें, the regularity, sincerity aspect, anyway you are doing it. I need not give time to explain that. But the other aspects of studying the mantra, chanting the mantra, even it is a bhashyam, then word by word understanding, then in the total sentence what is said, in the total para what is said, in the total topic what is conveyed. देखो, in that what is the goal indicated, what is the means indicated. This is called as the correctly doing the Shastra Adhyayana, Shastra Shravana Adhyayana, and that clarity, Chintana for clarity. We are doing, but let us do correct. Second thing is this one. Think about it. Our attention is on that. नहीं तो क्या होगा? That dangerous thing of doing this mechanically, losing that beauty and charm, and with the most sacred thing attending also, we are not getting benefit or not getting blessings. सबसे बढ़िया चीज कर रहे हैं लेकिन फायदा नहीं हो रहा. थोड़ा सोचना है ना इसके ऊपर. There is nothing greater than studying Shastra. But फायदा नहीं हो रहा, that we are not clear in what is the goal indicated, the means that are indicated pakka. Along with the preparations, correcting ourselves, rectify, ये सारे. So this is the meaning of the second thing that is to be done. Already doing, but more clearly, more perfectly. और भी अच्छा वाला. The third thing which we can talk today about already we are doing is, which we have to do correctly, is our upasana to Paramatma. Whichever is possible to whomever. Everybody may not be able to do everything, or some do only one or two or three are. In all upasanas, we tune to the Lord and we seek from Him all that He can do for us, so that our spiritual journey becomes less effortful and more successful. उपासना स्पिरिचुअल लोगों के लिए ये है. वर्ल्डली लोगों के लिए उपासना सर फॉर द अर्थ काम प्राप्ति. For us, the purpose of the upasana is not artha kama. For us, the purpose of upasana is only moksha, dharma moksha, mainly moksha. In keeping this in mind, knowing the glory of that Paramatma and his krupa through various things which we have heard. Recently, we saw in Tripura Rahasya how clearly Dattatreya tells Parashurama that it all begins with the worship of Mother Upasana. Only then, by her grace, the interest on the Paramatma Anubhuti comes, and the interest to know all the processes come, and the interest to put efforts, all of that come. तो ऐसे टॉपिक्स समझकर, उपासना का जरूरत को समझकर भगवान का, है ना, I must do the upasana to get his blessings. For my consistency in my adhyatmic sadhana. With the mahima behind, now whatever the upasana process we are doing, let that be done correctly and perfectly. है ना? Are you doing puja? So let that be given due time of 40 minutes, whatever it requires. And ढंग से अच्छी तरह करें, है ना, knowing the process, fully ourselves present in it, isn't it? उसका तरीका सब समझकर परफेक्टली करना. Otherwise, danger क्या हुआ? Some days after, the process outside is happening with all imperfections, along with inner attitude, inner purpose, everything is forgot. The other day we told you, no, the people do Abhisheka to Lord Shiva, same time they are talking to someone, they are watching the cell phone, they are thinking about something else in the world. Then the actual purpose of it only we have lost. We are doing all the process to develop our concentration, develop our devotion, develop our surrender, to develop our praying to the Lord. That we are doing it. अगर जिस भगवान का अभिषेक कर रहे हो, आप वहाँ है ही नहीं फिजिकली, है ही नहीं मेंटली, फिजिकली बैठे हैं, बट आवर माइंड इज नॉट फोकस्ड ऑन दैट. दैट देखो विद दिस मंत्र चैंटिंग आई एम डूइंग द अभिषेक. ओ लॉर्ड रिसीव दिस. ओ लॉर्ड ब्लेस मी with the antakarana shuddhi. Bless me with the capacity to do the due sadhanas. And this is relentlessly to be done. Continue every day that 40 minutes. Till that Ishta Devata is happy that we are doing regularly, more than that, we are doing perfectly. Then he has his own ways of blessing. We will be seeing also that blessings. We'll be seeing also that blessings, experiencing those blessings. ये हो गया तीसरा चीज परफेक्शन में करेक्टली करना. इफ यू हैव टेकन अप स्तोत्र पठनम, then know the meaning of that stotra and feel that really you are doing the stuti. Let it be done every day. There are hundreds and thousands of stotras are there. That patana of the stotra with the meaning behind also is a great upasana. If you are doing the japa, that also another beautiful thing. है ना? भजन कर रहे मानो. Each bhajan has a beautiful meaning or beautiful spiritual meaninged bhajans you select. 5, 6, 10 of them of your Ishta Devata. अब revel in them. चाहे भजन करो, जो जप करो या स्तोत्र करो या कथा श्रवण करो. Like yesterday we have seen भगवान शिव जी का विवाह कल्याण. तो that's an upasana. And in that, you can talk to that Shiva. I am listening to your katha, through which your Mahima, your glory. O Shiva, I am understanding. So you are most divine, powerful. Please bless me for that ability to do the spiritual sadhana. इस तरह का वो वाला attitude से करना है. In this also, as much perfection we can get, so much. There are some people near to their house only, there is a temple. So they go every day and attend to that upasana that is done by the pujari in that mandir. कोई लोग हैं, हजारों लोग हैं ऐसे, पूरे नहीं, लाखों भी लोग हैं. They don't do many other things, but every day morning वहाँ 6:30 से 7:30 पूजा होता है. They go there. They physically don't do anything, but the pujari is doing there. Totally they involve in it. There also, if Bhagwan, I am attending the puja in the temple, so my goal is to do sadhana and spiritually grow, and then I need your blessings. Correctness of all these definitely to be done things. पहला हो गया बाहर का दुनियादारी, दूसरा हो गया शास्त्र निरंतर अध्ययन, so that the information is always with us, inspiration is always with us. To walk spiritual path, reach the spiritual heights. And the third one is very, very essential one. When we are at the jiva level, with all our inner weaknesses and inefficiencies, to remove those weaknesses and give us strength, and also to make us efficient, because the spiritual work is very tough. Lots of strong strengths are required, variety of abilities, efficiencies, techniques, knowledges, knacks are required. कौन देगा ये सारे? भगवान ही देते हैं. Though we talk ultimately the Nirguna Brahma as the goal, but en route, almost up to the last point level, we need the Krupa of the Ishwar. Therefore, this Upasana aspect, do it correctly. Why we are doing? Correctly pata chal gaya. Only for spiritual perfection. Then how that has to be done? The process is known. Whether it is bhajan kirtan, whether it is stotra patan, whether it is japa, whether it is katha shravanam, whether it is visiting the mandiras, or we ourselves doing the upasana. हमारे ही घर में पूजा मंदिर में हर दिन आधा घंटा, डिपेंडिंग ऑन आवर एज, आवर फैसिलिटीज, कन्वीनियंसेस. और कोई भी करे, पर्पस का क्लैरिटी, करेक्शन होना है, परफेक्शन, सो टू जो करना है उसको भी करेक्टली करें. जैसे कोई आप भजन कीर्तन में गए बैठे, कुछ लोग होते हैं वो इन दैट सिटी व्हाट आर द भजन दैट डे, है ना, जो एंगेजमेंट्स कॉलम होता है ना न्यूज़पेपर में, दे लुक एट इट लाइक टुडे इज संडे, द संडे सो मेनी थिंग्स हैपन, सो इन द न्यूज़पेपर दे आर गिवन. पहले हम ऐसे देखते थे ना, 20-30 साल पहले. सो दीज आर द प्लेसेस, तो these are the शास्त्रीय संगीत is going on here, और महात्मा जी has come for his सत्संग, और here the भजन चल रहा है, और यहाँ द उपासना दैट पर्टिकुलर, वो एंगेजमेंट कॉलम होता था, है कि नहीं. सारे टीवी के प्रोग्राम्स आते थे, उसी के नीचे या साइड पे टुडेज एंगेजमेंट्स इन द सिटी. इंटरेस्टिंग, यू नो. I used at least how many times for Gurudev's programs, we used to go to all the newspaper places and post that card there in advance. These days, this program is coming. Please put it in engagements column. उन दिनों में ऐसा इंटरनेट विंटरनेट ये सब नहीं होता था ना. सो साइकिल मिल जा करके, सो दिस न्यूज़पेपर का अड्डा ये है, इनका इधर ये है, जाकर उनको दे देना. लिटिल लेटर थोड़ा सा परिचय हो गया वहाँ के लोगों से, तो रिक्वेस्ट करने से वो डालते थे. इट यूज टू कम, है ना, स्वामी चिन्मयान जी गीता ज्ञान यज्ञ. अदर देन द एडवर्टाइजमेंट, इफ दैट सेंटर अफोर्ड्स दे गिव एड, पैम्फलेट्स अलग, बैनर अलग है, एंगेजमेंट कॉलम. सो देन यू आर रिटर्न देयर. कोई लोग होते हैं ऐसे जाने में, तो गो टू दैट ब्यूटिफुल भजन प्लेस, find your correct place to sit, and that half an hour, 1 hour, engross yourself in it. Oh Lord, I came to your this bhajana thing here. I am listening by that. Your Shakti Mahima I am grasping. So I don't know how and where and when you will bless me, but bless me that my adhyatmic sadhana should happen well. In that everything is included. तो इस चीज को हमें परफेक्टली करना है. Hmm. Oh, naturally, what is left? The fourth one, correctly doing, is apart from these three. आउटर वर्ल्डली मैनेजमेंट का पूरा कैटेगरी अलग है. शास्त्र श्रवण मनन चिंतन अध्ययन इज टोटली डिफरेंट सेट ब्लॉक, सेपरेट करना सबको. थर्ड द उपासना एस्पेक्ट, वो अपने आप में महान अलग. Other than these three, the fourth one of our own actual spiritual sadhana. Our own actual spiritual sadhana. उसमें फिर वॉट एवर वी हैव स्टडीड द शास्त्र, उसका मनन और चिंतन और ध्यान, ये जो अपने आप में कंप्लीट जरूरी लास्ट इंपॉर्टेंट साधना है, उसको भी करेक्टली करना है ना. हाउ मेनी टेक्निक्स वी आर बीइंग टॉट in all our classes throughout the day, evening to the new that Atma Bodha which we are seeing Adi Shankara. So every day, how to have that Atma Bodha, he is teaching us the techniques of contemplation inquiry. So yesterday those two shlokas. Panchakoshadi yogena tattanmayeva sthitah shuddhatma nilavasтрadi yogena spatiko yatha. Then apostushadi vikoshaihi yuktyam yuktyaavagatataha atmanamantaram shuddham vivichya tandulam yatha. So how the Panchakosha Viveka with Yukti we have to do, and then intellectually first fully thoroughly understand, accept that we are that self other than the Panchakosha. Correctly we have to do this. Then on the seat of meditation, every day trying to detach from each of the kosha. That half an hour, that 1 hour. In number of techniques we have seen, anything followed is okay. Like in Taittiriya, what was taught to us, if you remember, we are our attention is brought on to the Sharir, Annamaya. By telling what? This Annamaya is Atma. Annamaya is Atma. With this attention, our attachment to the outer world is reduced. We are dealing with the world, but not concerned much, not attached. Where are we concerned, attached? Our own Atma. Which is our Atma? Annamaya. Then what were we taught? Second point. Ki, go to the Pranamaya level, see that Pranamaya is the Atma of Annamaya. Understand it. Then attend to the Pranamaya Kosha more and more. To that extent, the Tadatmya with the Annamaya is reduced. Ensure it. Correctly do it. Perfectly do it. Then from the Prana to the go to Mana, and see that Manomaya is the Atma of the Pranamaya, permeating the whole Pranamaya. While attending to the Manomaya, transcend the Pranamaya. So too, while attending to the Vijnanamaya, transcend the Manomaya. And in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the Atma is expressing as Drashta, Shrota, Manta, Vijnata. So focus on that. It is not as easy as it is said. Only the earlier three things we do perfectly, then we will be able to do this one. And from that Drashta, Shrota, Manta, Vijnata, come to the common Chidabhasa. Then from that, come to the Chit Swarupa. Know that that Chit is Sat. This is one way. Other than that, hundreds of the ways. We talked about the Panchakosha Viveka to reach Atman. So too, Gunatraya Viveka Karo. This is what Tamo Guna, Sakshi of it I am. This is what is Rajoguna of the Chitta. I am its Sakshi. This is Sattva Guna. I am Sakshi. It's called as Gunatraya Viveka or Avasthatraya Viveka. When Swapna came, I was a Sakshi of it. Nidra came, I was Sakshi of it. Now in the Jagrada Avastha, I am. All are happening, yet I am Sakshi of them. You know, वैसा बैठकर ध्यान में, is called as अवस्थात्रय विवेक or आत्मानात्म विवेक, जड़ चेतन विवेक, isn't it? दृष्टा दृश्य विवेक. These are all processes perfectly understand करके through any of the process every day reach to the self. Try to reach to the self. इतने प्रोसेस हमको इसीलिए दिए गए कि कौन सा किस दिन अच्छा लगता होगा आपको वो कर लो, पॉसिबल होता होगा वो कर लो, बट रीचिंग टू द सेल्फ इज द गोल. correctly, perfectly we have to do. So in these four blocks only our life should be there. When we are tired of these four, little of our rest we do. Other than that, all our other involvement in the world, which only creates samsara, add to the samsara, add to our upadhita adatmya, and make us more and more miserable and frustrated. We should have the knack of coming out of that type of life. अब हो गया बस, किसी झंझट में मैं नहीं फंसना, सब झंझट ही है ये वाला. So today are these one thing in four. One thing is doing correctly. In that the purpose is clearly known and the process is perfectly followed. The outer vyavahara, the shastra adhyayana ityadi, upasana ityadi, and our own actual sadhana for the tattva bodha or the atma bodha or the brahma bodha, whatever you call it. इनमें हमको ध्यान देना और इसका में आदत होते रहना एंड करते करते विद इन कपल ऑफ इयर्स our bhava that we are the self should become so stronger that all the upadhis are not me, that we should be able to master it. Then the upadhi, the modifications in the upadhi, all of them are seen by us, but we are not troubled by them. Because वो उपाधि है, उपाधि मैं तो नहीं हूँ वो. So this is called the moksha from this anatma. Then the positive side of it is I am that, I am that, I am that. यही है पूरा वेदांत का सार, साधना का सार. We all know it, we are doing it, but only one thing added today is correctly doing it, completely doing it, fully involved होकर doing it, inspiration के साथ doing, joyfully doing it. For all these things, correct doing, involving, joyful inspiration, whatever obstructions are there, they are only our own mental longings for something other than this. उन सबसे अपने आप को खींच के ले आना इज अ वेरी सटल आर्ट. विवेक वैराग्य वर्क्स देयर, है ना. दैट्स व्हाट यू सी इन योगा सिस्टम. Continuously our Vasishtha ji is telling the thought of Viveka, giving us the Vairagya, telling us about the Vairagya of the world. Then he is telling about Purushartha, Purushartha about sadhana. विवेक करा रहे, वैराग्य करा रहे, पुरुषार्थ का महिमा बता रहे, कहाँ पुरुषार्थ करना साधना के लिए. He is continuously throughout the 30,000 shlokas now, he will do it. So beautiful. Throughout Gita, every chapter you see. Viveka is taught, Vairagya is taught, need of our own Purushartha is taught, and in what direction, for what purpose it has to be done. In our life also, while trying to do these four things perfectly joyfully, whatever troubles are, these vasanas, these distractions, क्योंकि पूरा खत्म तो नहीं, तो उनसे हमको अपने आप को लगातार बच के रहना. इट इज ए निरंतर युद्ध, all the time युद्ध it is. And as it was said here, कि प्राक्तन अद्यतन पुरुषार्थ युद्ध, whoever is powerful he will win. वही कहा ना योग वासिष्ठ में. तो our पुरुषार्थ should be more powerful, that we are able to win in doing sadhana, defeating the obstructions, whatever they are. And उसमें फिर the micro aspects, the finer aspects, we are not discussing. That how we manage our health, how we manage our food, how we manage our निद्रा, ये सब मिलकर साधना होता है. ये एक चीज भी स्पिरिचुअलिटी में लाइटर लिया नहीं जा सकता. बाप रे, वो तो बहुत सत्य की बात. तो मे वी बी गाइडेड इन ऑल दीज थिंग्स. थैंक यू. ओम शांति शांति शांति. अम्मा एक सेकंड.
Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याता सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् ओम निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्य कृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ जगतीमवितुं कलिताकृतयो विचरन्ति महामहसच्चलतः अहिमांशुरिवात्र विभासि गुरो भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि सद्गुरुं तं नमामि ओम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मत् गुरुभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं विश्वाध्यात्मिकप्रगत्यर्थम् अस्मिन् धर्मसंस्थापने कङ्कणबद्ध अस्माकं सा सर्वेषां निरन्तरदिग्विजयार्थम् अनेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नमध्ये श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे
ॐ नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। ॐ अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ Sambandha Bhashyam. Friends, yesterday we have come up to what point, if you remember? Ki, mm, 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 mm. What are the Lakshanas of the Atman finally told? Chaitanya Matra Rupaha, Neti Neti iti Atmakaha, Vidita Viditabhyam Anyaha, Vacham Agocharaha, Pratyastamita Bhedaha. Vishwaswarupa Vilakshana Swarupaha is Paramatma. That Paramatma Avidya Upadikaha Vedaha. In him the Veda which we see is all because of the Upadi called Avidya. Ataeva, because of this only, Asya Upadi Nimittam Aparamartikim Visheshavattam Abhipretya. Keep in mind this Upadi Yukta expression which is not Paramartika. Jalasuryadihi iva iti upamadiyate moksha shastresu. So in the moksha shastras, the savisheshana sopadika paramatma is given through the example only for upasana. Please remember that is not paramarthiki. That is not paramarthiki. That is not the paramarthiki. What is paramarthiki is nirvishesha, nirguna, brahma only. Be clear about it. So, the struggle in Adi Shankara Bhagavan is to convince this person who listens, studies Shastras. Both versions are given there. Saguna Savishesha, Nirguna Nirvishesha. He is more into the practice of Saguna Savishesha, therefore his mind is bent towards that only, as Paramarthik. Like in Mandukya, we were told the 35 schools of thought who thought of something and they gave the paramarthika value to it, forgetting the Ekameva Dvayam Brahma of the Upanishads, forgetting, neglecting. Each one thought what he conceived alone is ultimate. He practiced that and he guided others also. What he said in that he obtained also. But that is not ultimate. But they think that alone is ultimate. जैसा वहां बताया यहाँ भी वही बताने के लिए कह रहे हैं हमको कि अपारमार्थी की है. Therefore, you have quoted 2, 3, 4. I will also quote 4, 5. Let there be 1,000 quotes from the Shastras where Savishesha Paramatma might have been spoken. He is to be used there through Upasana, for Upasana and through Upasana for Antakarana Shuddhi Ityadi. But neither he is Paramarthika nor he is the goal. That Saguna Savishesh. Then we were given quotes from Yajnavalkya Smriti. Akasham ekam hi yatha ghatadishu pruthak pruthak. One Akasha only, different and different, appears to be in different pots. Tatha Atma ekaha. But anekaha cha appears to be aneka. Jaladhare Shiva Amshuma. Like the moon's sun's reflection appears to be many in many of the pots. Okay. Then same way, same theme, but only different text quoted. 100% point is same. Eka eva tu bhutatma. Bhute bhute vyavastitah. One self alone is there common in all beings as the self. Ekadha basically is one. Bahudacha iva appears to be many. Drishyate. How? Jala Chandravat. रियल चंद्र इज हाउ मेनी एक है बट जलचंद्र कितने हैं जितने जल के पात्र हैं सेम वे यथा ह्ययम ज्योतिरात्मा विवस्वान अपो भिन्ना बहुधैकोऽनुगच्छन् उपाधिना क्रियते भेद रूपः देवः क्षेत्रेष्वेवमजोऽयमात्मा दिस अजः द आत्मा द क्षेत्रज्ञ पुरुष परमात्मा इज वन ओनली. But because of the upadhis, he is appearing as if in the manifold form. But he is never become many. Manyness is in the upadhi only. Simple example, when I use the upadhi of the eye, who am I? Seer, ears, listener, nose, smeller. But am I not one behind the listener, smeller and seer? देखो एक ही मैं हूं बट ये अलग अलग उपाधियों के द्वारा आई एम नॉट एक्सप्रेसिंग डिफरेंटली एंड इज देयर एनी एंड टू माई वन बीइंग वन सेल्फ बट इज देयर एनी एंड टू limit to my expressions? I am one. Like with the mouth, I am a speaker. But in that speaking also, how many? I can speak in Hindi, English, the other languages. I can speak on this subject, that subject. With one mouth. Every time I am different, but I am one only behind. Again, I can give a lecture, I can sing a song. Again, songs can be of different languages, different raga. Every time I am different, na? When I sing Hindustani, I am a Hindustani singer. If I am a Karnataki, I am a Karnataki singer. I am different in my expression through the Upadhi. But am I feeling myself to be different at every time? Through the year also. I listen Eastern music, I listen Western music, I listen to somebody's Upadesha. Every time the listener is different through the Upadhi. But am I different? Same way. Am I different when I am listener through ear, seer through the eye, etc.? मैं तो एक ही हूँ ना. Feeler through the mind, thinker. एक ही सवाल है, आपके अंदर कितने लोग हैं? एक ही है, because of upadhi appearing different. Same way, I only jagra, swapna, sushupti, manusha. Stula, sukshma, karana, sharira. In the same way, extend it. That I alone is one in any number of upadhis we see in the world. Any sized upadhis, any qualified upadhis. Clear? It can be Ishvara, it can be Jiva, it can be Jagat. Ishvara is thousands of avatars, devatas, rupa. Jivas, we are seeing Manusha, Pashu, Pakshi, Vanaspati. Jagat, the so many of Nama Rupa of the rivers, oceans, forests. इतने भी हो सब में एक ही वो है ये हमको पकड़ना है नॉट कैजुअली लाइक हाँ हर जगह भगवान है इसका कोई मजा नहीं आता समझ कर कहना चाहिए like an actor acted 500 how many roles he plays but he is one एक ही आत्मा because of upadhi bheda appearing to be different. Those appearances are only for certain purposes. If you give reality to them, then you are samsari. For whatever the purposes, those differences are there. While fulfilling them, always when we are aware of that one Atma and that is me, we are Mukta. This is all the Vedanta about. And that एक आत्मा या ब्रह्म जो है वो निर्गुण निर्विशेष है. उसका अनुभव is like सतचित आनंद. That anubhava of Sachidananda is not like the anubhava of the smell or the taste through senses. In the experience of the object is not me. I eat the sugar, it is sweet or tasty, but I am not the sweet. But in case of Atmanubhuti of Sachidananda, Anubhuti is I am Sachidananda. Aham Brahma Asmi. I am that Anubhuti. Imagine that when I am that, therefore I am not any of the Upadhi. Then any modification that are happening Upadhi, they won't touch me. Other than this Jnanam and Anubhava, where is the moksha batav? If I don't identify with that my Sachidananda Atma, obviously I identify with the Upadhis. Upadhis continuously get changed, modified. They are born, they die. And we also get tossed up. That's called samsara. पंचकोशादि योगेन तत्तन्मय इव स्थितः शुद्ध आत्मा नीलवस्त्रादि योगेन स्फटिको यत्. Okay. Now when Jala Suryaka example is given, sun in the reflected sun in the balti or sun reflecting. The Purva Pakshi asks a question. Ki, this Drishtanta you are giving and the knowledge thought you are conveying through that, they don't resemble with each other. Therefore, that udarana cannot be taken, he says. What is his point? One is Surya is up above, very big in size. The distance between Surya and the water, thousands of kilometers. Point one. Second is Surya is different, water is different, contained in that balti or whatever it is. These are required for the reflection. But your Atman and Brahman are everywhere there. That's what you say, na Vedanti. If it is everywhere there, how can this example fit? This is the question. सूर्य अलग है, बाल्टी अलग है, पानी अलग है और दोनों के बीच में डिस्टेंस है. There is no distance between the Paramatma and the whole Jagat. And there is no two-ness also in them. It is one. That's what you yourself say, Vedanti. Then how can this example of reflection is valid here? Clear? To that, the Siddhanti's answer is, oh my dear, when an example is given, you understand for what purpose the example is given. Don't kicho that example to the places where it is not referred for. Point one. Point two, if an example is given and the thing for which the example is given, if they are 100% as they are same, then the relation that this is an example and this is the thing to be conveyed, that won't be satisfied. उसका जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगा. Having said this, he tells कि Why we give that example is key depending on the upadhi. Depending on the upadhi, the reflection of the sun becomes small or big, becomes stable or disturbed. Yet the real Surya, nothing happens to him. To the real sun, nothing happens. Only the reflected sun gets affected as per the upadhi in which it is reflected. The muddy water, the reflection is muddy. The small water, the reflection looks to be smaller. The disturbed water, that reflection appears to be disturbed. To convey this only we gave example. Paramatma is untouched, is pratibimba in the upadhi alone gets affected according to the upadhi. Like if the water is in the big well, the sun reflection will be big size in it. Now if the water is in a small spoon, let us say, चम्मच, अब उसमें भी सूर्य का रिफ्लेक्शन होगा. If that spoon is of that particular material, अब उसमें सूर्य जितना बड़ा वेल में है उतना बड़ा नहीं होते वो. So therefore, depending on the size बदल गया कि नहीं, किनका, not the original, reflected. Same way, if the water is stable, reflection is stable. The water is disturbed, the reflection is disturbed. मडी. सो द प्रतिबिंबित सूर्य को उपाधियों के तादाद में से वो उपाधियों के अनुसार बदलने का दिख रहा है. In and through all of that, the real Bimba Surya is never touched. Our point is to convey to you that on Paramatma, when the upadhis are superimposed, through the upadhi, Paramatma appears to be conditioned. हमको ये बताना है बस. अभी सूर्य इधर है, पानी इधर है, तो फिर आत्मा किधर है, अनात्मा किधर है, ये सारे झंझट के लिए ये एग्जाम्पल नहीं है. One question again remains always to be answered 2 million times. That where from this upadhi has come in which Paramatma is reflected. This is the only question. Yesterday we also seen Dattatreya answering the day before yesterday. Throughout our Shastra Adhyana, this one question remains, which if we are not careful, we don't catch it. If we are careful, we catch it. What is it is for Paramatma. He doesn't depend on anything other than him. Also, there is nothing other than him. Even to become as a upadhi. Then what is it upadhi? Maya. Which Maya? His own Maya. भगवान का स्वयं का शक्ति माया ही, स्वयं का ही उपाधि बन रहा है. उस उपाधि के द्वारा भगवान ही seen in different forms. Yet, the real Bhagavan is never touched, conditioned by the upadhi. Therefore, what is whole spiritual sadhana? Don't see yourself from the upadhi sthiti. See yourself nirupadhika. You are the Brahman. You are the liberated one. Now, this thought again 1,000 times has to be heard and contemplated for grasping the heart of that sentence or the theme. Is whole Vedanta. So, in this whole Bhashyam, this is what is the subject matter contained. I spoke to you. And then to justify it, some more quotations are given. तो ये वाला कलम पढ़े तो एक और दिन लगेगा या 2 दिन, क्योंकि है कुछ पोर्शन. So let us focus on it tomorrow. Thank you. Om 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 Purnam पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो परम ऋषिभ्यो परम ब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमाते नमः। तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु। थैंक यू।